Hello, you're about to view a practice run-through of a presentation that I'm going to make for NEOPC, Northeast Ohio PC Club, on September the 10th. The topic is going to be Zoom, and a secondary topic is going to be the use of the club's forum. Zoom is a program that has been around about 3 years now. It is a cloud-based meeting service, and we are hoping to use this for club meetings when the weather is not permitting us to have all of the members join us at the Westlake Library, or when we have special interest meetings with a smaller group of people. So it's new to the club. We have used it. Some of the officers in the club have tried it out, and it seems to fit all the needs that we think we're going to have. So it will be a short presentation on how the club members can get the small software on their, and it can be on a computer, on a tablet, on a phone, another big plus. Also, you can even phone in for participation in a meeting. After that, we're going to talk about the club's forum. The forum is there to serve the members and answer questions that they may have about any technology. It's available to all the members, although it appears that some of our newer members are a little unsure of how to use the forum. So this presentation should pretty much cover it A to Z, and as usual, any questions about anything to do with the club, I'd personally be glad to answer it, or any of the other members, glad to join in and help out other members. So this whole thing should take about 45 minutes. Sit back, relax. I hope it's informative for you, and thank you for taking the time to take a look. Bye now. The subject of this presentation is Zoom. Zoom is a cloud-based voice and video over internet, and you can have up to 100 participants depending on the version of Zoom that you get. The real purpose here is to talk to the members of NEOPC in regards to the use of Zoom for future meetings. We're coming into wintertime, and it's possible that snow will postpone some meetings again, and now we're going to be able to hold them through the use of this particular software, or so is our plan. So let's get talking about Zoom. What is it? How could I use it? How much does it cost? And what equipment do I need? Well, we've already decided that it's voice and video over the internet. You could use it to talk to your friends and family, or you could use it to have a meeting with NEOPC or any other group that you care to. It's a free service. There is a commercial version which the club is considering using for these meetings. The limitations on the free are up to 25 people using it at the same time in a meeting, and the meeting length can only be up to 40 minutes. The 40-minute limitation is what the club is looking at to purchase the commercial version. What equipment do you need? Well, it depends on what equipment you're using. Because it's voice and video, you need a camera, microphone, and speakers. Now, we can do it voice only and eliminate the camera. Some of you will be using phones, some tablets, some computers, many of which today have built-in cameras, microphones, and speakers. So, again, it just depends on what equipment you are going to be using, what additional equipment you might need. It is free, and it can be person to person, it can be groups. You can share screens which means if someone has something unusual that they're looking at on their computer, they can share it with a variety of other people, and it also can be used to help people work through problems. It can be used voice only with dial-in capabilities to all the meetings, tablets or computers. It also uses HD video, so the video quality is pretty good even when you have up to 100 people at a time using it. We're going to cover just the very basics this evening, assuming that the club goes forward with this, using it for some meetings. So how would you partake in those meetings is the purpose of this particular video that we're doing right now. This is the home page. When you get here, you're going to want to go to sign in, and that's how you're going to sign up. So you go to sign in and click there, and it takes you to this screen. And obviously you can't sign in because you haven't signed up yet. Now they do let you sign in using Google or Facebook. That doesn't give you an account or a permanent meeting number. And I don't recommend it when you use Google or Facebook to sign into various other companies. They're not as concerned about the security of your Google and Facebook account as you might be. So I recommend that you go ahead and get an account when you're going to have a service such as Zoom. So in this case, we want to go to sign up free, and that will indeed, clicking there will take you to this page. And they want an email address. It says a work email address, but any email address will do. They know that many people use this just as a personal communication. So again, you have the option to use your Google or Facebook, but not going to recommend it. Enter an email address and click to sign up. Clicking there will take you to this page, and you have entered, and again I'm using this for demonstration purposes here. You've entered an email address, and you're ready to sign up. So you would go to sign up, click there, and you get this little message. Do you want to sign up with the email address below? By signing up, you agree to their terms of service, which indeed we will show you the terms of service here. I don't know how many people ever read them. I do occasionally. Most important to me in terms of service, they're all pretty standard, but how often do they change it? And this one is fairly old. It's been April of 13, and Zoom actually was late 12 is when they came onto the scene, so they haven't been around that long. And they haven't changed their terms of service since then, which is a good sign. So after you click there, you will get a notification to confirm your email address. So they've sent a email to the address that you gave them, and they're waiting for you to click on that email. And the email looks like this. This is what they send you, and it's instantaneous. And if you go down here to click here to activate your account, it'll take you back to the internet again where it says activate your account, and you fill in your name, and at this point they want a password, and that's how you can sign into your account. And if you click activate after you fill that information in, it says your account is activated and you're ready to go. You can at this point view some videos as far as an overview and how you get started, and you can go to their support center all from here. You also can go and update your profile. if you want. Now at this point you actually can sign in using the email address and the password that you've just given to Zoom. And once you've done that, filled in the information, you can sign in. Zoom is going to, the first time you use it, download some software to you, and I'm showing you what they download. And it basically is not installed on your computer. It's run on demand. It's a very small amount of software. It's 33.1 megabytes, 86 files in 11 folders. And it sits in a strange place. It sits in your application data roaming folder, and when you click on the icon link on your desktop, it activates that software in that folder, which then puts a small window on your desktop, shows your free account, whatever name you told them you are, and you can change settings and do a variety of things. You can start without video. That would just be an audio-only conference. You can start with video. You can schedule a meeting, or you can join a meeting. Joining a meeting is basically what you'll be doing with the club anyhow. So, if you want to schedule a meeting, and the reason we're going to show you this is that's what the club is going to do. It'll schedule a meeting, and we happen to have a Google Calendar, so we will click on that, which will take you then to a Google Calendar, and you set up the meeting for the date that you want it, the time that you're going to have the meeting. The rest of this is filled in for you, and it says that I'm going to have a meeting at that time. You're going to be invited. This is going to be the URL of the meeting, and if you want to just join it by phone, these are the numbers that you can call. There are 2 phone numbers here. They're toll numbers, and when you call those numbers you need the meeting ID, which is that number. Now over here you just fill in some people that you want to join you in the meeting, and you click add, and it will automatically send emails to these people before the meeting. You also can set up reminders for yourself when you want to have reminders of this particular meeting. This is a meeting that I set up just to have a email so you could see it. This is what I sent this to my wife, and it says you're invited to a Zoom meeting now, because I had the meeting open. You can join it from a PC, a Mac, an iPad, an iPhone, or an Android device. You can click on that URL. Now the person that gets this, if they do not have Zoom on the device that they're going to be doing this on, it will install that little program that I showed you a little earlier. And install is actually not the right word. It's puts that software on there so that it can be used to access the meeting. This also gives you 2 phone numbers that can be used to access, and there is the meeting ID. And you could get international numbers if you're using people overseas and they want to do it by phone rather than computer. Can't imagine why. But there you go. You've got all your bases covered that way. Now you may have noticed when you were on looking at the website that there is a down here it says download, and you can download a variety of things directly without going through the procedure that I just did, although you won't wind up with an account that way. You'll be ready for an incoming call
if you choose to do it that way. So things you can download is Zoom Client for meetings, Zoom Client plugin for sharing a desktop on an iPhone or an iPad, Google Chrome browser extensions. If you just click on the URL and you're using Chrome, you're going to need some extensions, which you can get from here. Microsoft Outlook plugin, or you can get the Zoom mobile apps, which for your iPad here and your Android here, or you can get them from the Google Play Store. Okay, that's basically all I'm going to tell you about Zoom. There's a lot more to know about it, so there's going to be links on a PDF that will be on the club forum afterwards, and one of those links will take you to YouTube, which has a variety of, as you can see, videos on how to use Zoom. Some of them are good, some of them not as good, but you can take a look at whichever ones you think you want to see. Next, there is going to be a link there to this particular, and this is Zoom support on how do I join a meeting, and it'll go through step by step, and it says there are different ways that you can do it, and it gives you a variety of instructions on how you could join a meeting. Again, there's a link to this page on the forum. And next, how do you schedule a meeting? It goes through the same thing, and there's a link on the forum to that also. And there's additional things once you get to that page that can give you help doing some other things if you decide to use Zoom for more than just club meetings. So that pretty much covered Zoom. Now we're going to talk about Skype very briefly. Prior to using Zoom, I was 100% Skype, and used them since there was a Skype, and was involved with the corporate offices in Europe, and you couldn't have convinced me that there was anything better than Skype until Microsoft bought it, and then my opinion changed slightly. But it's still very fine software, and for one-on-one conversations, it's easier because you don't have to schedule anything. You can just see when people are on there. Now, there is, with Zoom, the opportunity to do that using Google Buddies and Facebook people and all that sort of stuff. Again, I'm not a big fan of that, so I think Skype is easier. You can tell when people are on there that you want to talk to. Sound quality is good, video is excellent, and it's still free for one-on-one, Skype to Skype anyhow. And I still use it to make phone calls with. Anyhow, this is the main page. There is a link in the folder. And this is what my Skype interface looks like. And I was telling you that you can see when people that you talk to on a regular basis are on Skype. There's a little green icon next to their name. You just click their name and you're connected. Good software. It does indeed allow you to have group meetings. It's just very expensive to do. And they won't allow you to talk to them. You can't get a hold of them at all. It's they said nobody wants to do anything with email anymore, so you can't email them. Their mailing address is in Europe and Luxembourg. The only thing you can do is chat, and unfortunately you're chatting with someone in India, and depending on the day, you may get someone that's good or you may not. So anyhow, mixed emotions on Skype. We are going to be using Zoom at the club. Now, I'm going to talk about one more real quickly. It's called Team Viewer, and I use this on a regular basis to help people with their computers. And this does allow you to take over someone's computer, but it also has voice and video capabilities while you're doing it, which makes people feel a little more comfortable in most cases. They have conferencing and so on. It's an interesting program, and like I say, I do use it a lot to help people with their computers, as you can actually, instead of just seeing their desktop, you actually can control their computers and work through some problems. Good software, worth a look on your part.
So now let's take a look at what the screen's going to look like when you start to use Zoom. If you're going to originate the meeting, this is what you're going to see, and you can start with video, you can start without video, you can schedule a meeting from here, or you can join a meeting from here. We're going to start the meeting from here, and we are going to be the host of the meeting. So you would click here to start, and this is what you're going to see. So when we start a meeting, this is a sample that I did. I started the meeting, so my picture's at the top. I invited my notebook computer, which was looking at my television. So that's what we see on the screen here at the bottom. And it says that I am talking to Bruce, which is my computer, and that the signal strength is excellent. You can also go to what's called a gallery view, and there is a little icon up here where it says gallery view. When I did the screenshot, it disappeared. So anyhow, you would click on gallery view, and you view all the participants in a gallery, and you can have up to 25 little pictures here. And whoever is speaking is going to be the large window, and all the rest of them will be little small windows. Works excellent, and we've done some trials with it. We're hoping that you're going to do a couple trials with us too. So at the bottom of your window, there are some controls. This first one on the left is you can mute your audio. The second one where it says audio, you can check your audio settings, which turns out to be most of the problems that people have if they don't have their computer set up right. Can't hear them. Next one, you can turn your video off if you care to. This one says settings, and it's settings for everything. And we'll show you that in a minute. You can invite additional people. Even while you're in a meeting, you can invite additional people to join the meeting if you care to. Manage the participants. Because I started the meeting and I'm hosting the meeting, I can manage them, which means I can turn off their ability to chat back and forth, type chats to each other, which I never could understand why that's a good idea. Anyhow, or whether they can record the meeting or not can be controlled from here if you are the manager of the meeting that's going on. Screen share, this is if you click this, it will, instead of seeing your pretty face, you will see your screen. And you can explain it to other people, and they can do the same thing on their end. This is the chat feature I just mentioned. And this is the record feature. All meetings can be recorded, and it does a variety of different types of recordings. And I'll show you that in just a second. When the meeting's over, you click here, and it ends the meeting. And it'll give you a chance to, whether you just want to exit the meeting or whether you want to call it into the entire meeting. Okay, this is the settings I was telling you about. When you click settings, you get your audio settings, video settings, general settings, feedback. They want feedback, and you also can ask technical questions there, and where you want to put the recordings and so on. The recording button. Now, when you click the audio to check your audio, you go test mic and speakers. If you can't hear or they can't hear you, click there, and it'll take you here. Test computer audio.
And here you can test the speakers, and you have a choice of which speakers you're using. Here you can test the microphone, and here you have a choice of which microphone you want to use to have the people hear your intelligent conversation. And here is what I was talking about. When you start to record things, it makes several different files. It makes an audio-only file, a copy of all the chats that went on during the meeting. They are hooked on using VLC Player, which I think is a great thing. I've been using it forever. It is my default player for most videos and audio. Then it'll keep track of whether you're in gallery view or your regular view, whether you're sharing screens or not, and whether you have chats or not. Those are all kept separately and then a complete movie. So it makes a lot of files, and they're very small files and an excellent quality using VLC Player. Some of it can be played with other players. I would recommend, if you're going to do anything with Zoom, a lot with Zoom and with recordings, I would recommend getting VLC Player. It's just an excellent, excellent program. I've recommended it in one of my previous letters on the newsletter. So that is a quick view of Zoom. Well, this presentation turns out to be a twofer. The second part of it is going to be in regards to the NEOPC forum. There's been a lot of conversation as to how to use it, and it's difficult to navigate. So we're going to try and give you a quick primer on how to use the forum. So when you go to the homepage of neopc.org, you will see that there is a link to the forum. If you click on that, it will take you to this page, which is the login page. And you have two options here. You can log in from the login button, or from the quick login area over here. I'm going to give you a little closer look at these. There is the login button, and here is the quick login. You just put in your username and password, which you should have received and should have. If you don't, you can contact either Carol or myself, and we'd be glad to help you get that information. So once you're logged in, you're going to see this page. And what we're going to talk about here is active topics, and active to you in particular. So this shows the activity since the last time you logged in. In this case, it was yesterday at 4:46. You can set this up to show the activity in any time frame that you would like, from yesterday or the last 15 minutes all the way up to the last year. Just set that, and it'll tell you what's been going on since the last time you were there. That's if you haven't set up any of the email links, which we'll talk about a little later, because they automatically update you. The next item on the menu at the top is member list, and that will give you a list of everyone that is on the forum and their last activity date and so on. You can indeed look at any individual member by going down to their name and clicking on it. For instance, mine. And it'll take you to their profile, their member profile. And there are some things on here that you can see, and there's some things you can't see. Email address you can't see. You could search to find out what posts that they've put on. This one also has a home page for the individual, mine, and you could make a Skype call from this page, or you could send an email from this page. whatever you would like to do. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is search up here at the top, search. And this is a pretty standard type search setup, but we'll run through it real quickly. You can search by the user's name. If you want to see the post made by a particular person, you could put their name in here and do a search. Or you can do a search by keyword over here, such as virus. And then you have the option to set other things. You can search all forums down here, or you can search an individual forum if you care to. And then over here, you can search in the message body or a lot of other parameters that you can set. So now we're going to talk about some unique situations with the forum, such as searching for Windows XP. And the way our forum is set up, for a variety of reasons, is that there needs to be 3 characters in each search parameter to match all words. And since XP doesn't have 3, you really can't search for it that way. But by clicking this down arrow button, you will see that it also can be match any words, which still doesn't count for 3 in XP, or match a phrase, and we're considering that a phrase. So if we search it that way, Windows XP match phrase, you'll see that indeed the search is complete, and every time Windows XP turns up in the forum, it's brought up here, the newest on top and the oldest on the bottom. The next thing we're going to talk about is help. And the forum has been set up to give you answers to just about any question you could ask about how to use the forum. When you click on help up here, it brings up a list of topics, and a lengthy list of topics, and you'll see that these are all as hyperlinks, which means when you click on that, for instance, why can't I log in? And help is active prior to logging in, so that it indeed could help you even if you can't log in. It can help you to find out why you can't log in. But like I say, there's a lengthy list of help topics. This is a complete list of the help topics. And after you click on one of the links, it takes you into a much more detailed explanation of your query, as you can see. So if you get stuck, that's a good place to start on figuring out what the answer is to your question. At any point in the forum, you'll always find this forum jump button box, drop down box, and you can go to other parts of the forum from there. You don't have to back up, which is a nice feature. Okay, the next button here is settings, and as you can see from the member control panel, which is control panel menu over here, that's how you can get back to this anytime you want to. There are several items listed. Edit profile. An edit profile actually covers the next 300. Registration details, profile information, and form preferences are all covered under edit profile. Or you can go individually to that section of the profile. We'll talk about email notification subscriptions later. Okay, the edit profile, and this does include, like I say, all the sections. It includes the registration details, profile information, and form preferences. You can fill in as much or as little of this as you want to. Much of it will not become public, but your form preferences down at the bottom can ask it to show your email address or not, notify me of replies to posts or not. The next one, today I don't think that there's anyone in our group that's using a browser that doesn't qualify there, so yes, and you really don't want to know what happens if the answer is no. Automatically log me into the form when I return. If it's your computer, you're not using a library computer or something, you go ahead and click yes on that. It'll save you some time. Time offset from the forum time. Now that's if you're living in a different time zone, so you can tell when things were posted and when they weren't and so on, and then you can change the day-date format if you care to. Okay, the next section here that we're going to talk about is the email notification of subscriptions. And we've had a lot of comments about too much email. So listen here and you'll understand how to turn it on and turn it off and get only what you want from the forum. So the first one is, what forums would you like to subscribe to? And you come down here and click on this button and it'll list the forums that are available to you, and you click submit and you will be subscribed to, for instance, the fundamentals Q&A forum, which is this one. Now, if you don't want to get email every time somebody does something on one of these topics, you can come down to the bottom down here and toggle email notification for this forum. And if you click that, you'll see that you get a message up here at the top that says, the page at www says, you will now not be notified by email of posts in this forum. And if you were to click that again, it would say just the reverse. You will be now notified by email. The other way that you can handle that is from this page, the email notification subscriptions. If you have fundamentals here, you can check this box and then click unsubscribe, and that will accomplish the same thing. So if you just want less than a complete forum to be notified, pick out a subject that makes sense to you, something that you want to keep up to date on, and click on that particular thing. And as a sample here, we're going to use PDF editing software. So when you click on that, it takes you to the discussion, that thread on the forum. And after the last entry, you'll see toggle email notification for this topic. If you click on that, it will turn on email notifications for that topic. And you'll see here it is. It's turned up, PDF editing software. It's part of your subscriptions now. And again, you can handle this the same way to turn it off or on. So you really can control anything that you want to as far as email is concerned. Another feature of the forum, when you go to a particular topic on the forum, down in the lower right hand corner, you'll see a bunch of little writing down here, and let's make that a little larger so you can see it. And it will say that you can post new topics to this forum. You can reply to topics in this forum. You can delete your posts in this forum, not someone else's but yours. You can edit your posts in this forum, your post, not someone else's. And you cannot create polls in this forum. You can vote for a poll that's in this forum. And that shows up every time you're into a forum. All right, next we're going to talk about creating a new topic. If you have something that you want to know, you have a question that you want to ask, and you want the input of someone in the NEOPC club to respond to. This is how you create it. You go to this button where it says New Topic. You're in a forum now. You're in Fundamentals, Question and Answer. Right here it says where you're at. This always tells you where you're at. You go over to New Topic and click on New Topic. And that will bring you to this page. And on this page, it's pretty straightforward. You put in the topic, the subject that you would like to talk about. Keep it as few words as possible, but include all the words that are necessary. Anyhow, I guess you would always do that anyways. Next to that, there's a sticky topic, and it set for normal topic. A sticky topic means that that particular item will always stay towards the top, won't move down as interest declines in it. It always stays at the top as a sticky topic. I'd always put these in as normal topics. Okay, and the rest is you can choose a variety of fonts and colors and a variety of things that you're used to formatting. Very simple. And when you're done with that, you can click on Post New Topic. Okay, so next we want to know, how do you reply to something? And if you were curious about KeyPass and you wanted to reply to that, you would click on the topic, and it brings you into the topic and shows all of the original topic was put down and replies that were made to it. And then if you want to reply to that, you can click on Reply, and it will take you to a window. You also can use this quick reply, which doesn't have as many formatting options as clicking on Reply, which gives you a lot more formatting options. And you type in your message, whatever it happens to be. Here I typed in a URL rather than attaching a link, which is the typical little chain with the globe. You can do it either way. This way people have to highlight it and paste it into their browser. You can preview the post if you want, just to make sure it's what you want it to say, or you can just go ahead and post the reply. Or you can clear it and start over again, whatever you want. If you preview it, this is what the preview window looks like. It shows you exactly what the post will look like when it's up. Up to you whether you want to preview it or not. Okay, the other options you may have, and you can see the post is up here now. It was quote, and quote means that you include the reply that you're replying to. It's like in an email. In most cases, it'll show the previous email when you respond to it. That's what this is doing. This is showing the actual question that you're quoting on, you're replying to. Haven't seen many people use it, but you can if you think that there'll be some confusion as to what you're going to write and why you're writing that particular thing. Next, we're going to look at a forum that is called PowerPoint YouTube Presentations. And this is a new feature that we're hoping to carry on for all future presentations that are done for the club. And what we hope to have here is a video of the presentation itself, and then some PDFs that are links to various things that are mentioned throughout the presentation. The one that's shown here was a presentation that I gave last month in regards to backup. This is the YouTube, and we'll get a little better here. This is the YouTube link to the practice presentation, at least, that I did, and there'll be a link to the one that you're watching right now, similarly on the forum. And then these are different PDFs that have active links in it that link to things that were shown in the presentation, so that if you want to take a better look at them, you can. And while I'm here, I'm going to mention to you, I've talked so much about CryptoLocker. There is a solution for CryptoLocker, finally. It's free, and if you're so unfortunate as to encounter CryptoLocker, you need to know where to find the link on how to get it fixed for free. Not only will it decrypt your files, but it'll take CryptoLocker out of your computer. And there is the link to do that. And also on every page, the club logo, our beautiful blue logo, is an active link, so that if you click on it, it will always take you back to the club's homepage, and you can go to other places from there, in particular iShopper. So, the end of this presentation, but certainly not the end of the discussion. Let's keep the forum active and going, and if you have questions on the forum, please contact one of the officers of the club, and they'll be glad to help you with it. Thanks for watching.